us on our 2023 Las Vegas trip. On this trip, we stayed at the Boulevard, a Hilton Grand Vacations Club property. Check out our recent video on our stay at the Hilton, which is a timeshare vacation club type property. This is not going to be a blow-by-blow type narration of our Vegas trip, but instead is more or less a montage of our overall impressions and what we saw in Vegas. This was more a trip to give my wife's brother a taste of what American leisure time is like. And so, of course, I thought the best place to take him would be Sin City itself. None of us are gamblers, so we didn't indulge in gambling. We stayed 3 nights at the Hilton, and 2 of those days were spent exploring, while the final day we took a 16-hour trip to the Grand Canyon's South Rim. Vegas, as you know if you've been there, is a very interesting place, full of wonders and wonderments, which in the daytime, if you're not hanging around a pool or in the casino gambling, Vegas comes across as a little bit tired and a little bit worn down. But after nightfall, Vegas is a different thing. It is literally a shining jewel of a city and a truly mesmerizing place to hang out in. So I'll just jump in now and then and explain a few things. Other than that, enjoy the images. Things that surprised me was the Polynesian-themed Mirage Hotel is to be torn down and replaced by a hard rock, guitar-shaped hotel. The Mirage will be closing on July 17th of this year. But even as the Mirage closes, the old school Flamingo, opened in 1946, is still going strong. The strip, we decided we'd go have dinner slightly off the strip at the Palms Hotel. The journey to the Palms was 3.8 miles each way, and we had the brainy idea of walking that distance. That would have been fine, we've walked farther, but part of our journey took us across areas and over interstates where pedestrians just shouldn't be. But eventually we ended up at Tin Ho Wan, our dim sum dinner destination. The food at Tin Ho Wan was actually very, very good, and I had the best walnut buns that I had ever had in a dim sum restaurant, and dinner was actually very reasonable for a Las Vegas restaurant inside a major casino. After dinner, we hoofed it back to the Strip and went to the Bellagio to catch the fountain show. Unfortunately, because the Grand Prix was coming to town, all of the observation area in front of the Bellagio was blocked off, and there was no show. Yes, they ran the fountains and you could walk up near the Bellagio and watch, but unfortunately, there was no musical accompaniment, and you basically just got to see some water squirting up in the air. But it was nice, and here it is. After our slight disappointment at the Bellagio, we walked across the street to Paris just to see what it was all about. Next door to the Venetian and then on to the Palazzo, which we were told was the best observation point for looking at the new Las Vegas Sphere. The Sphere opened in September of 2023. At a cost of $2.3 billion, it is the most expensive entertainment venue ever to open in Las Vegas. The Sphere dominates the Las Vegas skyline as soon as you can get to a break in the buildings where you can actually see it. And a good spot to view it is at the Palazzo. Even the venues that are a little bit more worn out and tired looking, such as Circus, dazzled after sunset. It was back to our hotel room, and then the next morning, back on the streets of Las Vegas to check out some more. This time we decided to go inside the Venetian and check out their shopping area. We had been to Vegas 20-some years prior to this excursion and found that the inside of the Venetian was very much the same. We were there in the morning and thus didn't hear any of the gondoliers singing or see any of the roaming opera singers that we had seen on our prior trip. Of course, it was early enough in the morning that we didn't see anybody availing themselves of the gondoliers either. Shops was this collectible shop where I spotted a couple of guitars I'd like this Zakk Wylde signature guitar, a guitar autographed by the Eagles, and even Lynyrd Skynyrd. Leaving the Venetian, we walked down the street to New York, New York. This is the hotel that we stayed at our previous trip in the 90s. Across the street from New York, New York is the MGM Grand, where my brother-in-law mugged as one of the MGM Lions for you. Continuing on, we saw a little bit of the exterior of the Excalibur. And from the Excalibur, moved on to the Luxor and inside the Luxor. Background, you can see the Mandalay Bay, and Excalibur, Luxor, and the Mandalay Bay are all now connected by a small monorail train. interior of the Luxor has not changed in the 20 plus years that we have been away. And despite larger and fancier casinos out there, it is still pretty awe-inspiring. Hopping aboard the small monorail connector train, we took the train over to the Excalibur, where at that station we walked across the street to the monorail system inside the MGM. We rode the monorail from the MGM Grand station all the way to the end at the Sand station, where it was a relatively short walk back to our hotel, the Boulevard Hilton Grand Vacations property. After chilling a while in our hotel, we decided to go out for dinner, and this time we went to Chinatown, where we looked at the choices and ended up having Korean food. If you are a carnivore, as I am, this is the place for you. While they have several small side dishes that the less carnivorous can indulge in, it's all about the meat at 888 Korean Barbecue. If you are in Vegas, I can highly recommend 888 Korean Barbecue. That is a reasonably priced all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue extravaganza. Keep in mind, there is a time limit on how much and how long you can continue to eat. After dinner, it was time to walk once more back to our hotel and get ready for an early morning trip to the Grand Canyon. Check out our YouTube channel for that trip to the Grand Canyon's South Rim. Well, that's all on Vegas. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor, if possible, and like and subscribe to our channel. For more information, you can check out our website. And stay tuned for much more coming up, including more short videos, more cruises, more travel, and more from the archives. And as always, safe and happy travels from T's Cruise and Travel Muse.